Getty World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay vs Russia and Saudi Arabia vs Egypt in Group AURUGUAY 3-0 Russia, Suarez, 9, Laxalt, 23, CAVANI, 90. Luis Suarez led the way as Uruguay made sure of top spot in Group A by ending 10-man Russia's perfect start to their own World Cup in humbling fashion. Suarez fired the South Americans in front with a sweetly struck free kick just 10 minutes in at the Samara Arena before Denis Cheryshev deflected Diego Laxalt's effort past goalkeeper Igor Akinfeev 13 minutes later to double the advantage. Russia's hopes of launching a fight-back were effectively dashed before halftime when fullback Igor Akinfeev was sent off for a second bookable offense and, although they were much improved after the restart, Edinson Cavani struck again at the death as Uruguay coasted to a 3-0 win to complete a maximum haul of 9 points without conceding a single goal. Saudi Arabia 2-1 Egypt, Salah, 20, Al-Faraj 45-6, LDAWSARI, 93. Saudi Arabia managed their first win at the 2018 World Cup by beating Egypt 2-1 with a last-gasp winner that eclipsed Egyptian talisman Mohamed Salah's 22nd-minute goal. Today's Group A game between the two eliminated teams. Saudi Arabia finished third in the group standings, scoring their only goals of the tournament and vastly improving from the 5-0 thrashing by hosts Russia in their opening game. It was a bitter disappointment for the Egyptian side, however, with Liverpool striker Salah unable to prevent 3 consecutive defeats for his country. Egyptian keeper Issam El Hadary became the oldest player ever to appear at a World Cup at 45 years old. Saudi Arabia got back in the game with a penalty awarded just before halftime and Salman Al-Faraj scored from the spot. They then pulled off a win in the 95th minute thanks to Salem Al-Dazari's angled shot. FIFA World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay vs Russia and Saudi Arabia vs Egypt in Group A. Saudi Arabia 2-1 EGYPTFT. Egypt finished bottom of Group A following 3 successive losses. Salem Al-Dazari's late strike was enough for Saudi Arabia, who finished the tournament on a high. Saudi Arabia 2-1 Egypt, LDAWSARI 93, no way. Saudi Arabia clinched third position with virtually the last kick of the game. Salem Al-Dazari drills home the winner after Al-Raik's cross was flicked into his path. Scenes folks, scenes. Uruguay 3-0 RUSSIAFT, and there you have it. Uruguay have played 3, won 3 and didn't concede once. They finished top of Group A and will play either Spain or Portugal in the last 16. It may have taken the shine off of Russia's own qualification, but the hosts can still be pleased to have reached the knockout stages. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 85. Any late drama between these two? Very little indeed. It's mostly been substations to give players a World Cup appearance. Oh, and there was a yellow card for Fati, but I doubt you care about that. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay vs Russia and Saudi Arabia vs Egypt in Group A. Getty World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay vs Russia and Saudi Arabia vs Egypt in Group A. URUGUAY 3-0 Russia, Cavani 9-0, he's finally got his name on the scoresheet. Edinson Cavani opens his 2018 World Cup account to make sure Uruguay finish the group stages with a perfect record. Edinson Cavani pounces on a loose ball after Diego Godin's header was saved. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 80, we've entered the final 10 minutes. As things stand, Egypt will finish third thanks to their superior -3 goal difference. 0.77. Mohamed Salah hasn't really had a chance to add to his collection of World Cup goals. He unselfishly lays it off to Sobi, whose effort is deflected wide. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIA 86. Caceres should wrap things up from a corner but guides his header wide with the goal at his mercy. 0.83. Commentators curse strikes again. Luis Suarez claims a long ball forward but his cross for the unmarked Edinson Cavani is a few yards ahead of the PSG striker. 0.80. Arsenal fans around the country scream, no, as Kuzyayev chops Lucas Torreira down. He's clutching his calf in agony but he's fine to continue after a squirt of water. 10 minutes remaining and I'm afraid to report that I can't see things changing much. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 74, Saudi Arabia have had 18 shots this afternoon with just 6 on target. The one on target for Egypt in a seriously wasteful clash. 71, Trezeguet could quite easily have scored a hat-trick this afternoon, proving that he only looks like his French namesake. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIA 73, oh he's got to do better. Dzuba has a cracking opportunity to pull one back but he's shanked that into orbit. 70, the hosts can actually be quite proud of their display with 10 men on the field. They've not created too much but have limited Uruguay to precious few chances. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 60, the pendulum swings again. Egypt are in the ascendancy with Trezeguet and Hegazi missing the opportunities. The former heads wide of the post before the West Brom defender volleys over from close range. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 55, ambitious shot from Modaz Hassau, who wants a penalty for having his ankle clipped. Nothing doing. Do Saudi Arabia know that they are allowed to score from something other than a spot kick? Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIA 60, fair play to these Russia supporters. Noise is deafening whenever their side surge forward. Fernandez embarks on a powerful run but having reached the penalty area, he sends the ball out for a throw-in. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 50, Saudi Arabia boss Juan Antonio Pizzi looks more relaxed having kicked over a few water bottles in the opening half. His side are dominating the ball but haven't caused Egypt too many issues. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIA 53, huge excitement rings around the stadium as Mohamed prepares to deliver a free kick from the right, straight out of play. Terrible. 48, Edinson Cavani, who hasn't managed to give his name on the scoresheet during this World Cup, lines up a free kick that he slams straight against the wall. Uruguay 2-0 Russia, Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT 45, and we are back underway in both Group A fixtures. Should results stay the same and things go according to the script in Group B later, Russia will be playing Spain in the last 16 while Portugal will await Uruguay. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Saudi Arabia 1-1 EGYPT dead rubber? Not a chance. Saudi Arabia and Egypt have treated us to an entertaining first half in Volgograd. Mohamed Salah vindicated his inclusion with just 22 minutes played by putting Egypt ahead with a smart lob. Fahad Al-Moulad squandered the chance to level things up when seeing his spot kick saved by 45-year-old El Hadri. But colleague Salman Al-Faraj made no mistake when converting a second penalty awarded just 5 minutes later. It's nicely poised in the battle for third place. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIAHT, in no messing around today. Uruguay hold a commanding 2-0 halftime lead over World Cup hosts Russia in the battle to top Group A. Luis Suarez grabbed the opener with a tidy free kick. A Denis Cheryshev own goal doubled the visitors' lead. Saudi Arabia 1-1 Egypt, Al-Faraj 45-6, chaos. 5 minutes after 45-year-old goalkeeper Al Hadri saved Al-Moulad's penalty, referee Wilmar Roldan Perez awards another. GABR tugs Al-Moulad's shirt and the forward theatrically goes down. I think it's harsh but VAR doesn't believe it to be a clear and obvious error. Salman Al-Faraj steps up, goal. Sends Al Hadri the wrong way to level things up. GETTYWorld Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Saudi Arabia 0-1 Egypt, missed penalty 40, would you believe it? Egypt goalkeeper Issam El Hadary became the oldest player in World Cup finals history today. And now he's the oldest player in World Cup finals history to save a penalty. Al-Sharahi's cross hits Ibrahim's arm and the referee checks VAR before awarding the penalty. Al-Mulad powered the ball to El Hadary's left and the 45-year-old makes a spectacular save. Saudi Arabia 0-1 EGYPT 38. Saudi Arabia don't fancy this. Egypt could be 2 or 3 goals ahead if Trezeguet had his shooting boots on. Uruguay 2-0 Russia. Red CARD 36. I may have spoken too soon about a potential Russia comeback. Igor Smolnikov has received a second booking for dragging down Laxalt, deservedly so. There was just 9 minutes between his first and second cards. Uruguay 2-0 RUSSIA 35. They might be losing, but Russia aren't taking this lying down. Stanislav Cheryshev side are throwing bodies forward in search of a goal before the break. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group AURUGUAY 2-0 Russia, Laxalt 2-3. It looks like Uruguay will top Group A, fortunate goal though. Man Mountain Artem Dazuba clears a corner that Diego Laxalt leathers from 25 yards. It's not heading for goal until it takes a deflection off Denis Cheryshev and wrong foot Igor Akinfeev. Saudi Arabia 0-1 Egypt, Salah 2-0. Mohamed Salah is saying goodbye to the 2018 World Cup in style. The Liverpool forward, who's been fairly quiet in the early stage, bursts onto El Said's long ball forward and dinks it over the on-rushing goalkeeper. Uruguay 1-0 Russia, Suarez 9. Guess who? Barcelona star Luis Suarez has given Uruguay the best possible start against Russia. The hosts concede a clumsy free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Suarez obliges by promptly rifling home a low free kick. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group AURUGUAY versus Russia. Uruguay 11, Muslera, Caceres, Godin, Coates, Nandez, Bentancur, Torreira, Vecino, Laxalt, Suarez, Cavani. Subs: Campana, Varela, Sanchez, Rodriguez, Darrasqueta, Stuani, Gaston Silva, Maxi Pereira, Gomez, Orita, Martin Silva. Russia 11, Akinfeev, Smolnikov, Kutepov, Ignashevich, Kudryashov, Zobnin, Gazinski, Samedev, Cheryshev, Alexei Miranchuk, Dazuba. Subs: Lunev, Fernandez, Semyonov, Kuzev, Smolov, Granat, Anton Miranchuk, Golovin, Zhirkov, Erikin, Gabulov. Referee, Malong Bidu, Senegal. Reuters World Cup Live, latest scores from Uruguay versus Russia and Saudi Arabia versus Egypt in Group A. Saudi Arabia versus Egypt. Saudi Arabia 11, Al Mosalem, Al Braik, Osama Hassau, Modus Hassau, Al Sharani, Babir, Al Faraj, Odayf, Al Macau, Al Dazari, Al Mulad. Subs: Al Muayuf, Al Harbi, Al Sheri, Al Salawi, Al Kibrai, Kano, Al Kibari, Asira, Al Owe. Egypt 11, El Hadary, Fathi, Gabr, Hegazi, Abdul Shafi, El Nani, Hamd, Salah, Said, Trezeguet, Mohsen. Subs: El Mohammedi, Morsi, Karaba, Ashraf, Sobi, Hamdi, Shakabale, Samir, Warda, El Shenawi. Referee, Wilmar Roldan Perez, Colombia.